Two aggressive playstyles meet as the Cryo Scorcher's BeanSoldier combats Shady Penguin of the Imperial Watts. Yo, what's up guys? PK Sparks here, and welcome back to the Elestriad. I want to thank you all so much for your warm welcome and kind words to my last Elestriad video I commentated. Today I am also once again spectating BeanSoldier as he faces off against my teammate Shady Penguin. These two players have been phenomenal in their play, even if Shady's record isn't looking as pristine as Bean's. His play has been immaculate. I'm looking forward to seeing what these two casters bring today. Visit shopelestrals.com today and subscribe to Shattered Stars. This is the month of fire, where you can pull holographic Gorgon's Gaze, Statue Hephaestus, Stained Glass Infrix, or one of two potential stellars, Trifernal or Comagma. Link in the description below. BeanSoldier and Shady Penguin stood up for their Week 6 clash by opening 12 packs to buff their card pools. Bean has a tough time beating his amazing pulls from last week, getting decent tech pulls, but nothing too extravagant to add to his options.
Honestly, I'm happy with the few rares that I got with the Exalt Flare, the Poison Nectar, and the Eye Woolly. I don't think I could have asked for much better.
Shady Penguin, however, has an amazing string of pulls. I thought I was the Earth caster on Imperial Watts.
Avalanche. Oh! That's a hit, baby! Okay, alright, that's pretty good. Can't get too mad at that. I can't run it in the Elestriad, but Pulling Demeter, even with the come on. Javalantis, Ivory, and Viscerous foil. Okay, so we have made it to the foils. I wish I would have pulled that way earlier for PK, but it is what it is. Some Altar of the Stars. Okay, now that is a great card. I actually really like this in a lot of different archetypes. Foley Forest, Jolton, Trident, Eruption, Hammer, Mustachian. Wait, that's great. Oh, I forgot that you're a foil in this. Okay, now that is good for our water pivot.
With the pools completed, it's time to see what our casters are bringing to today's clash. Let's check out what explosive strategy BeanSoldier has built.
What's up, my Nimbugs? It's your boy Josh from the Elestriad, aka BeanSoldier. And did y'all watch last week's match? That happened. Somehow we have made it out unscathed. We are currently undefeated, but I'm going to keep saying it. I get scared every single week that is no longer going to be the case. We're going up against Shady this week, and I don't know if he's going to play Fire or if he's going to play Fives. Last week, I think he played a different strategy than Fire, so we have to tweak things up a little bit. So we are running it back with Fives. We got all of our typical lovely 5 attackers and 5 defenders. Galaxy, I think, is going to be one of the best cards in this matchup if he is on Fives. Fire, I think we have a decent matchup. The one thing that I am worried about is I really don't have Earthquakes. At least not an amount of Earthquakes that I feel comfortable running in a deck like this. But we are playing triple Nectar of the Gods to try and get into our consistency pieces to out his board. We're also taking 2 Atlantis. I think we played this last week as well. To be able to turn our Galaxies into 6s and any of our 5s that we misenchant into 6s to be over Rabbits. And then we got our typical counter rune lineup. Of the 10 that we got, lots of counter runes. I'm hoping that this is going to be able to out advantage him over the course of the game. Big beaters every turn is difficult to deal with, especially since he doesn't have Zeus. If he's on Trifernal, I think we just take the L. I don't think we're going to be able to beat that. Let's see if we can get it done against Shady. Keep our undefeated streak alive.
A very straightforward strategy from BeanSoldier this week, bringing a water-centric 5 strategy. The 2 Lavalith are going to be a huge point of offense, allowing him to keep or regain momentum for his other 5s to continue shining. I like him bringing Atlantis to this clash as well, giving more support to his already strong water core. Shady's strategy needs to be refined if he hopes to win over the 5-0 BeanSoldier. Let's see his deck list for today's clash.
All right, my Week 6 deck list has been prepared, and I am full sending on Blazerous/Trifernal. We've got triple Exalt Flare, which lets us ascend if we Nexus up to 2 fire. We can ascend into a 1-drop or a 2-drop from our hand, and the target is almost always our 3 copies of Blazerous. Can attack twice. If it destroys 2 Elestrals, it goes ahead and special ascends from hand or deck into our single copy of Trifernal. We have double Kinleo, double Comagma, and double Lavalith. That is our entire fire lineup of Elestrals. Then we have our triple Astrabbit and triple Smoltuga for having 5 defense sitting on the board and hopefully stalling out the game if need be, because this is a combo heavy deck. I kind of want the game to run as long as possible. And we'll see if I can make that happen with what I'm drawing. And then for our runes, we have 3 copies of Hephaestus, forgive me. We have triple Ambrosia for recovery, triple Nectar of the Gods to draw more cards, triple Chariot Ride, which I've never looked at this card before, but it's really cool. It turns off, you can only cast during the draw phase, and it turns off all of the opponent's runes. They cannot cast runes this turn. This can be used either on your draw phase or your opponent's draw phase. So it's very versatile and also just incredibly strong when you can get it to play on the right turn. We have 3 Shield of Achilles in case I need to play a little defense, double Gorgon's Gaze, a single Hammer to get big over certain things, 1 single Chains, because it's all I have as of now, and then 2 Volcanic Forges, just in case there's any Stadium rune shenanigans happening. So the game plan with this deck is simple. I want to draw my combo pieces, which will pretty much consist of Exalt Flare, Blazerus, Hephaestus, and then also a Chariot. We want the Chariot Ride to sit on the field for 1 turn. So when I draw, I can activate it and then play Exalt Flare, play Hephaestus, Nexus from Hephaestus, go into Blazerus from hand, swing down on 2 enemies that are hopefully in attack position for being baited, and then Special Ascend into Trifernal for what should be close to game. That is the idea. We'll see how it plays out.
Blazerus Turbo is a go big or go home strategy, utilizing Exalt Flare to quickly ascend into Blazerus with a bevy of Vipivo enchanting it, dealing huge damage with its 2 attacks and possibly attacking a 3rd time with Trifernal. Trifernal's effect won't be too effective against most of Bean's Elestrals, but Helios Chariot Ride can secure Shady the win if he finds the right setup. Before the clash can officially begin, we see Shady Penguin going for the mulligan. Not exactly ideal, especially when your strategy doesn't have a way to regenerate spirits. Every spirit you can keep in your spirit deck is absolutely valuable. Looks like BeanSoldier is actually going first. He picks up his spirit deck and immediately casts out a fire. That is a Neckruff. A Neckruff in the opening play is really interesting. It's kind of foretelling that the opening hand isn't that great with Elestrals, but the back row being 3, you would have to think that at least one of them is some sort of bait, but at the same time, it's not the worst situation. But if Shady is able to pick up that the Elestral in the hand might not be great, he can capitalize on this. Astrabbit cast out from Shady, but is met with a PTA from BeanSoldier, taking out a huge defensive threat for Shady. He does get the search of 3, but his opening cast is already weakened with PTA taking out Astrabbit in the early goings. If a second cast is able to be done here, BeanSoldier can hit Shady for 2 and take a huge advantage. But it looks like Bean is going to expend to draw. I feel like that does dictate that the opening hand was short on Elestrals, but a Nectar of the Gods following up is so good for BeanSoldier right now. Allows him to either dig into another Elestral to cast next turn, another back row to protect his singular Neckruff. Maybe the back row is something like it just gives him more resources. So I really think that BeanSoldier has really put himself in a decent position right here, even though he did expend a draw. The attack does take another spirit out of Shady, put him at 16, and then the cast of Smoltuga puts him at 15. There is no Gorgon's Gaze from BeanSoldier, so this search is going to go through, likely going to go for the Neckruff or the Exalt Flare. It is the Exalt Flare, so he's setting up for his combo, and BeanSoldier, being an experienced player himself, again being 5-0 in the Elestriad so far, definitely has to understand that a huge combo is on the way, and he's either going to start fortifying his defenses against that, or begin to make sure the setup just isn't there. Galaxy does cast out his second Elastral cast in this clash right now, and we have a search by Shady, a Shield of Achilles, bouncing back the Galaxy, protecting his Smoltuga this turn. Smoltuga having his stats swapped thanks to the enchanting Galaxy on the opponent's field. So now the Neckruff cannot run over the field, and I think that was a smart play by him as well, because well, maybe no. I think the sequence probably should have been Neckruff attacking in, because if that was bounced back with Shields of Achilles, then he could still run over this Smoltuga all the same and keep the advantage and take the Elestral off. Shady is casting out, does Smoltuga into, admittedly I missed the cast, but a Nectar of the Gods and a second Nectar of the Gods, digging deep into his deck, which isn't bad for his explosive strategy, but being down 13 and 8 is a significant difference Like, there's a huge difference between 13 spirits and 8 spirits left, even though there's a lot of spirits left. Ambrosia casting out, though, is going to return us back to a 13-10. So we're going to see what Shady can employ. Oh, that Zaptor art was beautiful. Oh, man. Shady Penguin now looking through his hand, setting another back row, absolutely great. Another back row, 3 back rows for Shady. You have to wonder, wait, no, he did just draw 4 cards. So those back row could absolutely be potent. BeanSoldier, okay, a 4th. All right, that kind of smells suspect. I don't know about that. You can kind of look in Shady's eyes that it doesn't scream confidence here. The Galaxy does run back out, and this now poses a threat to both Small Tuga. I'm interested to see if BeanSoldier is going to take the bait and just attack anyway, or prevent himself from attacking, or ignore the plethora back row and just run in for the attacks. One attack does go through, Small Tuga goes through, and he does take the burn, so Nekruff was the first one to attack there, and I'm assuming Galaxy is going to attack as well, and both attacks connect. This is a huge momentum swing right now. We're going to see if Shady has, oh, he does! Helios Chariot does launch, preparing to paralyze the back row, but Tsunami does trigger from BeanSoldier, taking the spirit off of the Galaxy and switching his Nekruff to defense. If there is any time to drop a Tsunami, that's probably the best counter play you have. That was an amazing play from Bean. Understanding the situation and what Helios is used for, and seeing the Exalt Flare earlier, he probably put 2 and 2 together and said, we need to go defensive immediately. So Exalt Flare does come out, and we have Hephaestus being linked, enchanted with 3 Vipyro under it. So now we're going to see the play here. I wonder if he has a second Exalt Flare in hand, because then he could build Blazers up to astronomical levels. I would love to see that. He does only move 1 and then cast 1, so I want to assume he has another one. No, he goes straight for Blazers here. You have to wonder, depending on the back row. Whoa! All the face downs were bait. The Ambrosia was bait, the Hephaestus was bait, and, well, I guess the Helios Chariot was not bait, but it wasn't a defensive counter. Offensive? Defensive? Is Helios? Helios is a card. It's a good card. Defensively offensive, you could say. But Blazerus is going to be set up with 3 spirits only. That is going to allow him to attack the Nekruff and attack directly for 3. But you have to wonder if there's a world where he could either, pile on more spirits onto the Blazerus, hit for an extra couple, or maybe even not show his hand, maybe make a defensive play, draw, expend the draw this turn, just to try to pull things out. Lava Lift does come out, an amazing time for Lava Lift to drop right now, able to take out the last back row, which we definitely should be in a defensive play. And it is Shield of Achilles, a fantastic card. Would have been expensive for Shady to play right now, so it's not exactly the worst card to lose, but a Shield of Achilles is absolutely a viable card, so we're going to see how this one plays out here. Shady with 0 back row, and looks like he's expending to draw. Expending to draw, kind of just putting his hand out as well. Doesn't even bother to attack, I guess due to the fear of the back row, which is totally understandable. But man, Shady could not draw any defensive play, and this is going to allow BeanSoldier, if he has him in his hand, to make an offensive push. Ambrosia looks like it was a face down, going to heal up 3 spirits, and it looks like we have a Thunder Zaptor, and I missed the spirits that were returned to the field, but Tsunami. Oh, another face down was Tsunami. That's incredible. That's incredible. Tsunami is going to allow him to get over the big offense of Blazerus and just run over the 3 spirits. That is a huge loss for Shady in this situation. And Nekruff comes out to not only get over the Blazerus, but still burn for 1. Shady is going to lose 3 spirits in this one turn. Absolutely no options, and there's no play. He has 1 spirit in hand, and Ambrosia and something in his hand could bring him back into this class. Let's see if he's able to top deck it. He looks into his hand. He's mulling over his decisions, and I think he concedes. Yeah, that's a concession. Shady Penguin is going to go down to 0. That play, it was the Tsunami play. The Tsunami play, the understanding of what Helios Chariot Ride is, when Helios Chariot Ride is utilized, and the Exalt Flare coming in as well. Typically when you see that, the burst damage is about to come. BeanSoldier understanding that, not only taking out his own Galaxy, but putting him down to 1 Elestral, meaning that the Blazers couldn't even ascend into Trifernal. Fantastic awareness by BeanSoldier, just skilled play all around. Congratulations to both of those players, and we wish them luck going into week 7. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's clash.